Good evening, everyone. My name is Amelia Acosta Powell. I serve as the Associate Artistic Director at the Repertory Theater of St. Louis, and we are here tonight with another episode of Flippin the Script. And I'm so excited to welcome our guest for tonight, Robert Kapeller. Hi, Robert.
Hi, how are you, Amelia?
I'm so well. How are you doing?
I am fantastic, and I'm excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you. I would love for just to start off asking you to introduce yourself, tell us your role at the Rep, how long you've been with the Rep, and something unique about yourself that our guests might not know.
Sure. My name is Robert Kapeller. You can call me Rob if you'd like. I serve as the Development Associate. I've been with the Rep for 2 years. And something unique about me is that I can pick my nose with my tongue.
Is that a fact? Oh my gosh.
That's my party.
This is off to an amazing start. Thank you for proving it. So you serve as the Development Associate here at the Rep. What does that entail? What are the responsibilities of a Development Associate?
I do a lot of things. I keep a lot of plates spinning for our fundraising process and donor engagement processes. I do a lot of the back end work, the records management and tax acknowledgements, and running a lot of reports. I also help out with special events and fundraising campaigns, and staying connected with all the different departments.
Yeah.
Make sure that our work is in line with everything else.
Excellent. In case folks are not as familiar with some of the work of development, can you also just talk about how those functions that you just named relate to, like you just said, make sure that development's in alignment. How does that work of development relate to the overall mission that the Rep is working towards?
Sure. So the Rep is a nonprofit organization, and we make about 60% of our revenue from ticket sales. The other 40% comes from donors, individual corporations, and foundations. So I'm working with that 40% to get people who enjoy the Rep and love the Rep and are able to help keep the Rep alive and in St. Louis.
I think we can't undersell, or no, can't oversell, double negative, the importance of that. And as someone who pays my rent and my groceries from my salary at the Rep, I'm so grateful. And especially this year, you know, that 60% that the Rep usually earns from ticket sales doesn't exist in the same way. So thank you so much to you and the entire development team, and to anyone watching who has been a donor to the Rep for that contributed income. It really is absolutely necessary for the survival of our theater and theaters like us.
Absolutely.
And I bet that at the end of this segment, there will be an opportunity to become a donor if you're not one yet.
Probably.
And I wonder what member of the Rep staff might have made that request at the end possible. That would be Robert Kapeller. I know that you are, in addition to a fabulous development, in addition to a fabulous development associate, you're an artist yourself. And as an artist, I know that you are a storyteller. Will you tell us your story in theater, how you got into theater and then what brought you to this job at the Rep?
Sure. So I always loved theater growing up. I would put on plays with my family and musicals and go to the Muni every summer, just like a lot of people. But I just really loved it and really wanted to do it. So when I got to high school, Melville High School with Miss Paula Heller, I auditioned for our first show, which was Dracula. I got a part, but then also got roped into doing lights. And so from the beginning, I was always working on plays from on stage and off stage. And getting to do that in a small theater department in high school was really amazing because I would literally be like on stage and then run off stage, fix the lights, run back on, and get to have all of these sort of crazy, engaging performances that just got me hooked. When I went to college, I was like, okay, I'm going to be a doctor and maybe do theater on the side. On the first day of classes, I decided I did not want to be a doctor. I dropped chemistry and started taking more theater classes. And I ended up minoring in anthropology. And it was in college when I really got to start to put all the pieces together of this is an art form that's been around forever. People love to tell stories. And there have been so many incredible artists all over the world who have done this in so many different ways. And so that's when I knew when I graduated, I knew I wanted to work in the theater any way I could. So my first job out of college was as a stage manager, and then later production manager and marketing and social media director with Straight Up Theater here in St. Louis in Tower Grove East. I worked there for about 2 years, and they put out an amazing amount of work. They do 6 shows a year with a staff of like 5. It's amazing. And so being in a staff that's small, I got the opportunity to do everything from setting up concessions to company management to working with education programs. And it was a great crash course in how theater actually works outside of the educational system. Then in 2019, I applied for a job at the rep in the development office, and I've been having a great time here ever since.
Amazing. Just to highlight that I feel like I know so many people who started pre-med and then dropped out of chemistry to become a theater major. So I love that. That's the story of many of my best friends. And if that is your story, please drop us a note in the comments. I feel like all the true theater artists dropped chemistry and pre-med. And you remain active with other theater companies in town as well, right? Which I think is really cool. And you've certainly helped me as a new St. Louis and learn about the other companies that are doing amazing work here. So really cool that that's your journey, and a really cool thing about the St. Louis artistic community too. I think that there is some ebb and flow, and that the circle remains connected.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing to go to some of these smaller shows by yourself and you know everyone in the audience, and it's just like a big party with your theater friends and theater going friends.
I mean, I think that's true, but I think it's especially true for you because you are quick to make friends and everyone loves you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Drop a note in the comments.
As well.
Oh, okay. Any enemies of Robert's who are with us tonight, please let us know what the true deal is in the comments. But I don't believe you at all. So since you've had the opportunity to work in so many different areas, I'm sure that you've had a lot of other duties as assigned, as the old job description says. What's something that happens in the development office that people wouldn't necessarily think of? If we think of, when I think of development, I think of, those, like you said, those special events, writing thank you letters to donors and stuff. But what's some of the tasks that you have been surprised by over your couple years?
I think that the more that I get involved with development, the more that I realize that it is just as much of an art as what goes on stage. It's the details of what does the invitation to this event look like? That can be an hour-long discussion. What font are we going to use? What do the place settings look like? What's the right words for this one sentence? So for me, being able to use that artistic part of my brain, even though I'm doing something that people would think of as more businessy, has been really surprising, and I don't think a lot of people recognize that.
Yeah, that's so true. And I think it's really a really cool aspect of the administrative side of a theater office in general. That's true for our development office, for our marketing office, even our finance office. There's a lot of art that goes into all of the different elements. And I imagine you could apply your development skills in some other more lucrative corporate job, but hopefully that the creativity of it and the how it gets rooted and tied into the art, hopefully that's a reason that you stay involved and
Absolutely
engaged.
Yeah, I mean, I was ready to be a poor starving actor back when I thought that's what I wanted to do. So, I don't think anyone goes into the theater for the money, but I could be a very unhappy, unfulfilled rich doctor right now. So,
Well, I'm glad that you're here instead.
thank you.
Besides the development work, there's another big piece that I am lucky to get to collaborate with you on, and that is that you are one of the lead creative minds behind Club Rep. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Club Rep is our new initiative for 35 and under arts lovers to gather and come see shows at the Rep and get involved with the sort of arts and theater arts community here in St. Louis. We like to have a lot of fun, and we've been doing virtual events now, and I'm really excited to get back into the theater and start doing even more.
Yeah, me too. I've had a lot of fun with that group, and I'm grateful for your advocacy. You're always thinking of that group. Like anything that comes up, you think of another kind of parallel activity that we can enjoy with Club Rep. So appreciate you there.
Yeah, it's really fun. And I think, I started coming to the Rep when I was in high school, coming to student matinees, and I just fell in love with it. And I mean, I know that there are other people my age who would love the kinds of work that we're doing. It's just that the door isn't always wide open for them. And so
totally,
to be able to create this opportunity for people to come in and feel welcome is really exciting.
Yeah, well, and one of the reasons I was lucky to get to go to theater young as well. And I think one of the reasons the door doesn't always feel wide open is because theater can be really expensive. But one of the things that you helped invent with Club Rep was the Club Rep exclusive pass. No, unlimited pass. Oh no, I said it wrong. Club Rep unlimited pass, which is an amazing deal for folks to come out. It's $150 and then unlimited tickets to any of our shows, right?
Yeah, which $150 regular might be one show for 4 people. It's like,
yeah,
it's a great deal. I want it, and I work here.
I just want to make sure the public knows we do get free tickets for working here. So he's saying he wants it on top of that. I don't want it to sound like we make you buy tickets. Yeah. Amazing. So now that you revealed that you've been coming to the Rep since high school, I of course have to ask, what are your favorite Rep shows of all time?
The one that I remember from high school that really I loved was The Diary of Anne Frank, directed by Steve Wolf. When it came time for intermission, the cast stayed on stage And it really just felt like they were actually trapped. And I had never seen anything like that or considered it. It was amazing. But as an adult, I think my favorite shows have been Follies and last season's Angels in America.
Wow, that is a range from Diary of Anne Frank to Follies to Angels in America.
Yep. I mean,
eclectic taste. I love it.
I
But
will
epic stories. It sounds like you like an epic story.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing is, I will see any show. I will go by myself. I will go with a friend. I will never turn down a theater ticket.
Amazing. I am completely the same. And I've learned a lot from every single show I've seen, even ones I didn't especially like.
Definitely.
Maybe especially the ones I didn't like.
Yeah.
Although actually, once I accidentally accepted free tickets to the same bad show twice. That's the only time I've regretted it, is when I was a minute into the performance and was like, oh no, I've seen this production. It was a remount a year later. That's how I got confused.
Oh, yeah, we don't want that.
But shout out to Steve Wolf's production as well. For anyone who doesn't know, the Rep's artistic director prior to this artistic directorship. Amazing.
Yeah, probably 2010. So if you've been coming for a while, you probably saw it.
Yeah. Beautiful. I'm curious. So this could be through your work in the development office or through Club Rep. I'm curious what some of the unique perks that you might have come up with to offer as ways to entice folks into the Rep are.
I'm not sure how unique this is, but I was so surprised by how much people love their priority parking. I park in the garage like everyone else, and I've always enjoyed that time walking back to the garage to process and to chat, but people love to park close, I guess. So I think that's, if that's your thing, go for it. I love it. But I'll walk to
valued. If that surprises you, you are from here, because I will tell you, from working in cities where parking is an extremely premium value, where I got to my job at Arena Stage an hour in advance and still couldn't find parking to get to work on time. It's so valuable.
Yeah.
That is a good one. I have to also highlight, though, that's like, because you used that example, I have to highlight that you come up with amazing and hilarious things. We were recently brainstorming donor benefits, and I noticed that you brought up your pens that you will promptly lose are a sponsorable item.
Yeah. I mean, if you donate $5 tonight, I will use that money to buy pens and then lose them all here in my home office.
And that's just so tempting. Who wouldn't want to sponsor that?
Right. We all do it. We all need them. So
we do.
Yeah.
I have lost more pens now that I'm in my home office than I ever lost in my office.
And it's like, where could they go? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, in my case, I think it's because there was never a cat in my office who was knocking stuff off my desk for fun.
That makes sense.
But in your case, no excuse. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
I have a couple more questions for Robert, but before I get into them, I want to mention that if you are watching right now and you have questions for Robert, please feel free to put those in the chat or the comments on YouTube or Facebook, and I've heard he'll answer anything. So please put those in. I'm curious. So you talked about your trajectory, and it sounds like you had great educational opportunities and mentors. Can you talk to me about what you would recommend for someone who's maybe a student now who's looking to pursue a career in theater, perhaps as in the development field or not? Just what would you advise that a student do, or what steps might they take to ensure that they set themselves up for success?
Sure. The most important lesson I've learned is that show business is truly 50% show, 50% business. So if you're in a drama program right now or a BFA, please, please, please take a business class. It will help you so much. I wish I had an arts management or a marketing class. You know, it's good to keep that part of your brain alive, because even as an actor, you need to be able to keep up with that work.
There's a ridiculous amount of math involved in theater.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's really good advice. I second it completely.
Yeah. I really wish I would have, but, you know, learning on the fly.
For sure. I mean, and I think keeping just a wide range too. It sounds like you maintained your education in lots of areas of theater. So at least you had many aspects of show, if not as many aspects of business.
Yeah. I'd also say to make sure that you study your theater history, because there's so much, and it's not necessarily just Shakespeare and the American classics. You know, get out there and find out about what was going on during World War I and what was going on in the 60s, especially. You know, it's like you can draw so much inspiration from where we've come from.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think not all programs are going to do that for you. So it's helpful to have do your own self-education as well. If your theater history is just Shakespeare, find your own book about Japanese No theater or Buto or ancient Sanskrit theater, just for some examples.
Yeah. And read as many plays as you can.
Yes, completely. Read and see. And again, if it feels like you can't see because of money, now you can at the rep. Those are all really good words of wisdom, Robert.
Thank you.
I'm curious if you could change one thing about our industry, not like through working on it the way that you are working to change things in our industry, but just kind of snap your fingers and overnight change something, one item. What would you change?
I'd love to see sort of the decentralization of the art world, which it seems like it's happening, but we think of New York as, you know, the peak of theater, and I don't know that that is always the case. And I think that the Rep is a great example here in the middle of the country in a flyover state, doing incredible stuff. So I'd love for theater from all over, from the smallest town to across the planet, to all be able to be in a global conversation about the arts.
I love that. And I totally agree. That's one of the, silver linings or whatever cliche of the pandemic, is that we've really gotten a chance. I know that you and I have talked about how we've taken in some works, virtually from other places. And that's such a cool opportunity to not, if we wouldn't be able to get away or take a trip to go see something, but we can access it now. And that's one thing I hope we don't lose when we're back in person.
Right. Me too.
Awesome. Last chance for folks from the audience. If you have questions for Robert, don't be shy. As you know, we close out our episodes of Flippin' the Script with a lightning round called Fun Facts in 60 Seconds. I think you've seen an episode, so you know how this goes, but I'm going to put 60 seconds on the clock and ask you a bunch of questions, and we'll see how many we can get through. Don't think too hard. Tell us the truth off the top of your head.
Okay. I can't guarantee that all of the facts will be fun. That's objective, but
you know what? That's good feedback. That's true. I think they're fun for me is how the fun is defined. It's fun for me to ask about these facts.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to have fun saying it. So
excellent.
I'm ready.
Some of them are hard, though. I will tell you that. All right, I'm putting my 60 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
What's your favorite board game?
Scrabble.
What's your favorite season?
Spring.
What's the last song you listened to?
I Did Something Bad, Taylor Swift.
Nice. Favorite vacation spot?
Oh, Panama City Beach, Florida.
What's your favorite podcast?
Frenemies with Trisha Paytas.
Favorite pizza topping?
Pineapple with Alfredo sauce.
Oh, puppies or kittens?
Puppies.
Favorite binge watch show?
Right now it's Superstore.
Favorite social media platform?
TikTok.
Favorite visual artist?
Andy Warhol.
The last play you saw or took in?
Hi, Are You Single from Woolly Mammoth.
Nice. Video calls or audio calls?
Just text me.
That is the 60 seconds.
Wow.
Really in alignment with you with the just text me.
Yeah.
Spoke to my soul. Robert, you are such a pleasure to work with. I want the world to know, if you're watching this video, that whether or not a question or issue at the rep has to do with Robert's assigned job duties in development, Robert has brilliant ideas on everything. I'm super grateful to have your creative mind on the team at the rep, and just always your bright and hilarious demeanor in every room.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me and for your kind words. I really love working with you as well.
Well, shucks. Thank you. I would be in trouble with Robert if I didn't mention that if you have enjoyed this or any other program of the rep, you can support us. We have a text to give platform. I'm going to put the information on the screen. Thank you all for joining us for Flippin' the Script. Thank you especially, Robert, for joining us tonight. And please look out for us in 2 weeks for another episode so you can keep meeting all the incredible people who make the reps work possible. Thank you all and have a great evening.